All right, so speaking of my Houston Rockets and the draft lottery, the Houston Rockets, they got the third pick in the draft. And man, yes, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted the number one pick, but we got that number third pick. I mean, I would have liked the second pick, but we got the third pick. I love it. I like it because it's a lot of talent in this year's draft. It's a lot of talent. And I think any of these players that the Rockets draft with the third pick, I think they can make an instant impact on this team. I really do. And from my understanding, the Rockets GM Raphael Stone, he's looking to draft the best player available, and I agree with that because the right now the Rockets, they don't have an established identity, and that's okay. They're a young team. They got a lot of young talent, But the way I look at it, let me see. What I was about to say, yeah. As long as they keep Jalen Green, Alperian Shingun, um, Josh Christopher, who else? KJ Martin. Let me see. Those are my play. Those four. Keep those four. Those are my four. Love those players. My four. I like Christian Wood. I like Kevin Porter Jr. But I think we could trade them. I think we could trade them. But yeah, of course I like Eric Gordon, but Eric Gordon is going to be traded somewhere else, probably on a contender, veteran. But who the Rockets should pick? Man, it's tough. It's tough, man. At first I was thinking Shaden Sharp. I like him. I like Chet Holmgren. I like the kid from Duke, Baccaro. But Baccaro, yeah, I like him, man. He's real. What I love about him, let me tell you something. He's about what, 6'9", 6'10". I love his mid range game. I think he has a nice stroke in his jumper. He can handle the ball, so I think he could cause a lot of matchup problems, and I think he can gel well with Jalen Green and Shingun. Um, Now, one of my buddies, he was telling me about Jabari Smith, and I hadn't paid attention to his highlights, and I looked it up. Man, Smith got stroke, yo. He had stroke. Shot 42% from the 3-point line. I think he's like 6'9", 6'10". Man, I'm like, okay. I'm not sure how good his handles are, but the fact that he can catch and shoot, even with a hand is in his face, he can come down and pull it up. He doesn't have to do a lot of dribbling to get his shot out or shot off or to score. I love that. He's very decisive with the ball. I love that. I think he could fit with the Rockets instantly, man. Put him in that starting lineup instantly. And I think that would be the best pick for the Rockets, man. That guy can play. But with game like that, man, I can't see him going past the number one and number two pick. Chet Holmgren here, he reminds me of Rudy Gobert, but with offense. He averaged like, what, 3.5 blocks in college. He's only 20 years old, 7 feet tall. He's probably going to grow another inch or two. Eventually, he's going to bulk up a bit or whatever. Matter of fact, he might get to like a Rudy Gobert size, in my opinion. And, he can play defense. He can shoot. He has a nice little stroke, too. And that's the thing. That's the one knock on Rudy Gobert. He can't punish anybody on the offensive side of the ball. And I think he'll be able to do so. I really do. So, Shaden Sharp, man, he piques my interest because this guy here, he's 6'6". I think he's 18, 19 years old. He's probably going to grow a couple more inches, going to get bigger. Very explosive, man. He can catch and shoot. He can create, and him and Jalen Green, to me, have some similarities. They do. And I think, and I'm a firm believer. I feel like the better teams, they have the best teams. I feel like the more triple threat players that you have, the better your team is going to be. And you know what? I'll take Shaden Sharp. I would. Let me tell you something, man. You remember the Portland Trail Blazers, they had Clyde Drexler, and they could have drafted Michael Jordan, but they didn't draft Michael Jordan because they said, we got Clyde Drexler at 2. Jordan is 6'6", Drexler is 6'7". Listen, they regret that. They should have drafted Jordan. I'm not shit saying Shaden Sharp is going to be Jordan or Jalen Green is going to be Jordan or Clyde Drexler, but I feel like, hey, they're going to be phenomenal players, playmakers, triple threat players. And I feel like the reason why they will be able to play along with each other, Jalen Green has shown he can catch the ball and shoot, and he can handle the rock and create his own shot. And I think Shaden Sharp will be able to do the same. Now, if they both was only players where they got to dribble and stuff, no, that's not a good fit, ideally. But I think because they can interchange with that, I think it'll be a good fit. Man, so this is exciting. This is exciting, man. This is exciting. I am looking forward to this. The Rockets, I like what they're doing with their rebuilding process. This year, though, I want them to start competing, though. We gotta form an identity. We gotta form an identity, Rockets. Come on, Steven Silas. We can't have 3 years in a row where you losing all these games. Because you know as well as I know, listen, brothers, they can't afford to tank. They cannot afford to tank, all right? They can't. Because when they do, they're going to bring in another coach that's going to reap the benefits, all right? But share your thoughts in the comment section below if you're listening to the podcast, and let me know, who do you think the Rockets should draft with the number 3 pick in the upcoming draft? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Student Game Podcast. Peace out.